There's just so much more to hear.
Download our podcasts at DubaiI1038.com.
And a very good morning to you. It's 20 minutes past 8. Dubai Eye, the Business Breakfast, 103.8. And this is an interview now that has excited us all in the studio for different reasons. We're very pleased to talk about diamonds now. We were talking yesterday about the Raj Pink, which is a 37-carat pink diamond on display at DIFC last week. When we were talking yesterday, I didn't realise it had actually been to the Emirates, but it was here apparently prior to going to auction in London with a starting price of around $30 million. A price which could make it not just girls' best friends, but everybody's best friend. Joined now by Ernest Blom, President of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. Very good morning to you, Ernest. Thanks for coming back.
It's a pleasure, and we were just saying that I've last been here 2 years ago. It seems like yesterday. 2.5 years.
April the 22nd of 2015.
It seems like yesterday.
Yeah, welcome back anyway.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I don't know, it must be astonishing stone at 37 carats, this Raj Pink. Does the issue of it being pink, though, divide the diamond world, with purists believing that only good diamonds are white?
Well, I think every diamond's got a store of value. But the pink diamond is obviously unique. You get the different colors, you get the pinks, you get the greens, you get the blues. And these are the valuable diamonds because of their rarity.
More than a sort of transparent diamond?
Oh, yes, yeah, undoubtedly.
So is pink right at the top of the pecking order?
It's one of the top, yeah.
Wow. Well, you're not here to talk about pink diamonds, but you're here for the third Dubai Diamond Conference. When we talked to you 2.5 years ago, of course, you were here for the first one. You're speaking today, I think it is?
I spoke yesterday.
You spoke yesterday, sorry, with Peter Mills. Yeah, exactly. What message are you going to be, what did you deliver yesterday?
Well, basically, I spoke about the challenges that we're facing in the industry, how we're meeting those challenges, and the future.
What do you think the future holds? Because I'm sure that at the conference there was a lot of debate centred around VAT, which is coming in here in just a couple of months' time. What was the sort of general reaction to that and the future here?
The reaction from my members, who are members of the Dubai Diamond Exchange, was one of concern. They were hoping that something could be done, that the VAT is not levied on the diamond industry. And I tend to agree with them. I think that when you tax an industry, you don't do that industry any favours. The industry is buoyant as it is self-sustaining, and I think that would be detrimental to the industry in Dubai.
One of your fellow speakers yesterday, Peter Mills, who's chairman of the Dubai Diamond Exchange, said that every 0.25% matters in the diamond industry. The margins aren't huge because they're such high value. And he used the phrase "winter is coming," which is Game of Thrones comment as well, which I'm sure the audience liked. Is that the way you see it as well?
Well, if I can maybe just take you back and give you an example and benchmark it against Shanghai. Shanghai and China is one of our biggest markets, yet there was no official business in Shanghai for many, many years because the tax was 34%. We persuaded the authorities to drop the tax, and they've turned over now is over $4 billion per annum. So it shows you that if you tax an industry, you can actually drive that industry away.
What did it drop the tax to?
It's dropped it down now to 3%.
3%, even lower than our potential 5%. Yeah?
Correct, yeah.
What do we know about what's going to happen here? I mean, I know some expect it to be imposed on loose diamonds. What do we know and what are we still waiting to hear?
Well, frankly, this is the first time that I've really become more aware of it than what I have been before. I've been speaking to my colleagues in the Dubai Diamond Exchange, and they seem to be confident that they will manage to turn this around.
Is it the idea with jewellery and the gold merchants are hoping that the VAT is just going to be on the making charge of the jewellery, not the actual gold itself? Is that what the similar sort of hopes in the diamond industry?
Well, I think the diamond industry is hoping for zero rating.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of our business, because of the percentage we work on, which is a very, very small percentage with a high turnover, I think any VAT levied will be detrimental.
Well, we did a straw poll in the studio about 2 hours ago about how many diamond bourses people thought there were around the world, and the answers range from 4 to 10. But you've got 31 members, which is astonishing, really. Who knew there were that many diamond bourses around the world? Are they all profitable, do you think?
Yes, well, we have 31 bourses in 24 countries. I have around about 30,000 members. And I often say to people that 95% of all the diamonds rough and polished in the world go through one of our diamond exchanges. And most of the members in the diamond exchanges are profitable, yes.
Because on those fine margins, with market conditions change even slightly, you could be high and dry.
Very much so, yeah. We have to be very aware of what's going on around in the market.
Are we seeing a new sort of era for diamond investment? I was interested to learn about what's happening at the Singapore Diamond Investment Exchange with the new diamond standard, trying to find a way to make diamonds sort of a new safe haven asset, a new gold standard, if you like, for diamonds by standardising the way that they are valued. A lump of gold obviously is a lump of gold. Diamonds can differ in different ways.
A diamond standard even.
A diamond standard even. And funny enough, that's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Do you see this as a game changer?
Well, I think it's early days yet. There have been a few previous attempts to start something like that, similar, one in London, one in New York. So I think it's a bit early yet. They've just announced it, so let's see what evolves.
You know, I wonder about, the sort of, you can't obviously put a hallmark or a stamp onto a diamond itself because it would spoil the diamond, presumably. So what is the current way, then, of proving that a diamond is what it appears to be and where it comes from? I mean, how good is provenance in the industry? And, of course, I'm primarily thinking of blood and conflict diamonds.
Well, let's put that into context. First of all, there's no blood diamonds. I think that's just a connotation that came out of the movie. There is conflict diamonds, but basically conflict diamonts doesn't exist anymore.
I know you come from Africa, so you'll know exactly the situation with that. Yeah.
In terms of the provenance, yes, we can identify each and every diamond. It has its unique capability or characteristics, I should say. So if you certify a large stone, and let's take the pink stone, the 37 carat pink stone, it has its unique characteristics which a laboratory will pick up. So yes, we can trace a diamond.
The value of this pink Raj, or the Raj pink, somewhere around $1 million a carat. I mean, that's an astonishing amount as well. But if you average investment diamonds at the moment, how much price growth has there been over the last few months and years? Actually, how healthy is the market as a whole?
Well, the market is extremely healthy. I think that we've got a fantastic commodity. It's a commodity that's given to us by nature, and nature hasn't made many diamonds. So I think that diamonds will grow in value as we go along, because there is going to be a shortage of diamonds in the years to come.
But has it proved to be a good investment market?
I think if you buy correctly, yes.
What does that mean exactly, buying correctly? Buying big or spending lots of money? Or
well, no, I think buying at the right price.
Yeah.
Understanding your price, do some research and buy at the correct price.
Do you think the average person who goes into a shop or into a sort of something like the Dubai Diamond Exchange actually does understand the market?
I think what we're finding now is that people are doing a lot more research on the internet about diamonds, and yes, they know much more than they did before.
Where do you, and more importantly, where does the diamond industry stand on synthetic diamonds? Diamonds that are made under the same process as real diamonds, high pressure, high temperature, but under lab conditions and much faster. What's the industry view now?
Well, I've gone on record many times and saying I have no problem with synthetic diamonds. There's a niche market for them, and good luck to them, and they'll find their niche as long as they are disclosed as synthetics and they're not trying to be passed off as natural diamonds.
Are they that good that you really can't tell the difference?
You can tell the difference if you know what you're doing. For the man in the street, no, but for the experts like myself, or the expert, yes, you will be able to.
So, do you think there are a lot of those out there that people have been flogging them as real diamonds?
No, not really. We don't believe that there's many of them, but we obviously have to be very, very careful about that.
Is it your awareness that they're actually being made in Dubai?
I'm not aware of Dubai, no, but we do know that there's manufacturing plants in the UK, in the USA, in China, and in Russia.
How are they retailing or selling those diamonds then?
Basically, they're trying to sell it the same way they're selling natural diamonds.
Are they? They think that the value is the same?
No, the value is definitely less, and I think the value will continue to drop the more they make them.
We are speaking to Ernest Blom, President of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. Thanks for staying with us.
It's a pleasure.
You were speaking yesterday at the Dubai Diamond Conference, which is the reason that you are in town, about the challenges and opportunities facing your industry. What do you see at the moment as the biggest challenge, the biggest threat to the global diamond industry?
Well, we have two big challenges that we are facing, which we are addressing. One is the lack of profitability, and the other is the lack of finance for the industry.
Why is there a lack of finance for the diamond industry?
I think it comes from a misconception and a misunderstanding of the industry by the banks. So we need the banks to engage with us. We need the banks to get closer to us so that we can engage with them and convince them that the industry we have is a great industry.
A lot of people will be listening to this thinking, why do you need finance though? You've got diamonds, sell a couple.
But you have to buy them, and we need finance to buy them.
What about the future of the diamond industry? I mean, we've been speaking on the Business Breakfast what seems like an awful lot recently about upcoming generations, the millennial generations, the Generation Z behind them. We're told that they put less store in possessions than generations before them, particularly showy possessions. Is there a concern that the 20-year-olds will not be interested in buying diamonds?
Well, I don't think it's a question of not being interested. It's a question of they have so many other things that they would like to buy as well. So they're prioritizing what they would like to buy. And I think it's up to us as a diamond industry to convince them through advertising that diamonds is one of the things that they need to buy. You know, you've got the luxury market, you've got travel, you've got the smartphones, the iPads, etc. So we're part of the luxury market.
This is a generation, though, that doesn't particularly love being marketed to. I read a really interesting article the other day about millennials choosing more lab-grown diamonds, the synthetic diamonds or the cultured diamonds, depending on where you sit, that you mentioned earlier. Because one of the reasons was they liked the environmental aspects of it. Less soil being moved, less land being disturbed, because of course they're not mined. They're grown in a kind of a diamond greenhouse, if you like. They like the fact that there's a smaller carbon footprint. Do diamonds still have an image problem, do you think?
I don't think we have an image problem. I think that we have a problem where we haven't promoted ourselves enough. Now, yes, it's true that a synthetic diamond is made in what I call an oven in 24 hours.
I think the people on one side of the fence are going to call it a greenhouse. The people on the other side of the fence are going to use slightly less salubrious terms.
Can I just ask you, in amongst that question, is there a difference between synthetic and artificial diamonds?
No, it's the same thing. It's just a different terminology. But what one must understand is the benefits that diamond mining brings to communities. If you have a look at the tens of millions of mining families and the dependents from the miners who live off diamonds, whereas within the synthetic sphere, all you have is one person running 30 or 40 machines. So the spin-off for natural diamonds, the mined diamonds, is huge to the communities they operate in.
Can I just throw a couple of texts at you? A couple of people said there's lots of diamonds around the world. They're not particularly rare. Diamonds have no intrinsic value. It's just a scam.
That's not true. The diamonds is made in the earth a billion years ago, and there's a finite amount of them coming out, and there is going to be a shortage of diamonds in years to come. It's not like a diamond that is made in a factory where it's basically a production line.
And I suppose as people are prepared to pay for it, like gold, it's whatever the people want. If they want more, the price will go up, of course. Now, you've got your own company in South Africa, Blom Diamonds, and it was sold earlier in the year. Why did you think the time was right to exit the cutting and polishing market?
Well, I want to expand my business, and I think mining is one of the things. In fact, mining is one of the things that I'm very, very interested in. We're actively looking for mining operations now as we speak.
In South Africa? In
South Africa at the moment, and then obviously in other jurisdictions as well.
Maybe nicking some of De Beers' space up in Namibia.
Yeah.
Listen, before we let you go, Ernest, when I was researching for this interview this morning, I was looking at your biography on your diamond biography, and right at the end of it, it says you're also a qualified and competent and experienced game ranger in Africa. And these are tough times at the moment. I mean, we've all read the horrible stories about 5 game rangers being killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo at the moment. The poaching is still prevalent in certain parts of the continent that you're from. Talk to us about your experience as a game ranger and some of the challenges that rangers are facing at the moment.
Well, first of all, I was part of the South African National Parks, which is the preeminent park, and Kruger National Park, which is a world-renowned game reserve. We did a lot of operations there. Game ranging is part of my life. I love the bush. I love the environment. Yes, we do have challenges. The poaching is one of the biggest ones, especially against the rhino and the elephant. But nature encompasses many other beautiful things. You have your different animals, and each one has its own characteristic, and you fall in love with those particular animals. I was asked earlier the question, which is my favorite animal, and I said the elephant, because of their social structure, because of the way they interact with one another. But yes, there are challenges, and sometimes it becomes extremely demoralizing when the animals you're protecting are actually poached for their ivory.
You've actually you're a big off-roading fan. Maybe you should live in Dubai. There's a lot of that here as well, but you go up right across Botswana into Namibia as well, and you've been doing this for regularly. Are you seeing less game around than you used to? Maybe I shouldn't call it game, actually, maybe animals.
Animals. In certain parts, yes, but again, if we talk about Namibia is not endowed, most of it is not endowed with a lot of game. It's just the nature, its beauty, the beauty of Namibia.
A lot of it's desert, isn't it? Yeah.
But in terms of Kruger, and let's use Kruger because it's an icon, the game is increasing. We're obviously accepting for the rhino situation where we're basically tipping the scale. Fortunately, the growth rate is balancing out for the mortality rate, but the rest of the animals are growing.
But obviously that's a controlled game part. How do you control that issue in the rest of Africa, which is uncontrolled, or a lot of it's uncontrolled?
It's a very, very difficult situation. Botswana is another icon in terms of control, but the rest of Africa, it's a big problem.
Well, listen, we really appreciate you coming in to talk to us not only about wildlife in Africa, but also, of course, diamonds here for the third Dubai Diamond Conference. You were here for the first one a couple of years ago. Pleasure to have you back in the studio. Thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time round.
Thank you for having me.
That's Ernest Blom, President of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses.
There's just so much more to hear.
Download our podcasts at DubaiEye1038.com.